I know this is gonna be a hot take, don't come at me, but y'all that house.
Someone threw up all over it.
It is currently night 2 of Halloween Horror Nights. We gotta get some pizza fries today. Parking is always a disaster for Halloween Horror Nights. It takes like an hour to park.
Bring me more Halloween, more power. What do you think of this night, Himkins? Terrifying, isn't
Okay, people are now referring to the Pumpkin Lord as a Pumpkin Daddy. That's what's happening this year. Pumpkin Daddy's in the house. Last year in the Seeking the Story Scare Zone, the controller was an actual person who could talk. I wish the Pumpkin Lord could actually talk instead of it being just like a pre-recorded loop that only lasts like a minute and a half. He kind of says the same thing within like a minute and a half to 2 minutes. I wish he had like a microphone inside with a voice changer that could just talk to the crowd. I feel like that would be amazing if they could pull that off.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ready, Scream Squad! Gotta get that Instagram pic. Get the lights on. Now this is the only time of the year I suggest eating at Kids Zone Pizza Company. Well, it's Halloween Horror Nights. Don't eat here during the normal daytime. Brent, you're trying to get a table for us for pizza fries. You found an open table, but what happened?
Someone threw up all over it.
It wouldn't be an HHN night if you didn't see vomit.
Apparently not.
It's looking pretty intense down there. It looks like somebody ate 12 baked potatoes and let it loose. We got the classic pizza fries, French fries topped with marinara sauce, melted cheese, pepperoni, and sausage. Ooh, look at that cheese pull. Perfect mixture of all the junk food you could ever want. Meat, French fries, cheese, 10 out of 10. You have to get this every single time you're at HHN.
It's a must.
So we got the Electric Death. It's gonna have New Amsterdam gin, blue curacao, lime juice, BG Reynolds, simple syrup, pineapple juice with a pimento bitters.
Oh, that's the gin. It's like a gusher, like a blue gusher with then like a very smooth gin in it. That's nice and refreshing. All right, the drink, I think we'll do like a 9.5. It was almost a 10 out of 10. Missing a little something to make it perfection. So first house of the night, we're doing the weekend. So again, I went through the houses last night, but I was watching through a camera screen the entire time. So now I can fully experience the wonder. The weekend is currently a 60-minute wait, which isn't terrible. As we remember, like, Stranger Things would go up to like several hours. Now that I've like fully witnessed it, they switched a bunch of the scare actors to different boo holes. Worked a lot better. A bunch of scares that I didn't experience yesterday happened today. Whoever was in charge of the lighting package on that house needs a raise. Highly detailed house. I noticed so many more details than I did last night. I'm thinking top 3 for me. I really enjoyed the fun atmosphere.
My favorite part is being able to go backstage. Like, so this is like the ride vehicle ride for ET. They just have the bikes taken off. All right, next house of the night is Universal Monsters Legends Collide. It's a 45-minute wait. Are these Seuss Land tires back here? Here we go, into the house.
Okay, so we just finished Universal Monsters. Beautiful house. So much love and care went into the details. My only complaint is there's too many mummies. For being called like Universal Monsters, there's not too much fighting of the monsters. I only saw one scene where there's like 3 of them going at it, where they're kind of swinging at each other. The ending was different. Last night, it was the mummy holding, what, the Wolfman's head? And tonight it was Dracula holding the Wolfman's head. So I guess the Wolfman's just getting the short end of the sticks. But it's kind of like the HHN Icons house last year, where it'd be like a different ending every single night or every couple sets. There needs to be more variety of scares in there. It looks beautiful, but it's just like mummy, 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 mummy. And then you might get a little Wolfman, a little bit of Dracula. So don't eat the candy.
like that they put the screen projections back in these windows. So what I'm thinking with this guy, I'm thinking, you know, like in Aliens, there's like the queen alien where she's dropping the eggs. She's massive like this. I'm thinking this is like the queen pumpkin, right? And it's giving birth to all these little pumpkins. Is this little Boo's actual mother? All right, the next house, the Chupacabra, 35-minute wait. I love all these spooky projections they put everywhere. It's like the Pumpkin Lord's vines are taking over all of Universal Studios.
A little better. There were a lot of empty boo holes last night. The locals, they were in these like masks and everything. They just remind me of kind of like the voodoo doctor from Scooby-Doo with like a knife coming after you.
Next house, Spirits of the Coven, 25-minute wait. So for Rip Ride, they have a covering right here because the track goes over. But the track is also right here, and there's no covering, so stuff could fall on you right here.
Such a beautifully designed house. It's a very, very long house, and you feel the length of it. I feel like the pacing of the scares is just kind of off in there. The production design is amazing, but that house just feels extremely long to go through.
And my favorite house from last night, Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake, is only a 25-minute wait.
Okay, we just finished. Just a groundbreaking masterpiece, 10 out of 10. I'm just like in awe and screaming the entire time. It's just so beautiful and breathtaking. And you don't feel like you're in a soundstage. You feel like you're in this immersive world. And again, it's just like, it's the best house here. The creative team at their peak making a house like that. It's so good.
Look at the set change. They're all coming on set.
Okay, it's time to go to Cary, Ohio. Samuel Meats has opened up a little meat market in a little alleyway, so let's see what they have to offer.
All right, so they have a line right here to then order the food at the register and then you can get into the market. Interesting.
Okay, it's an extremely long wait just to order their food. Not the most efficient booth. I'm probably gonna have to dedicate half an hour to 45 minutes just to getting the food.
All right, we're getting close. So this is where you place your order for the food, and then you enter into the meat locker. They have like legs and ham hocks strung up over there. Now this is a one-lane street, but people are entering in and coming through. It's just, there's a lot of cluster happening. Now they did bring back the beating gummy hearts. These look a lot more realistic than the ones of the past.
This is the rundown of the food that we got. First off, we got these spicy fried chicken offals, crispy fried chicken thigh pieces, peanuts, crunchy chili toasted sesame seeds, scallion, and a spicy sauce. Let's see how this human tastes. It's a nice fatty chicken thigh. It's tender, got a wonderful crisp to it. There is some heat on the back end, but not too much. Like my mouth isn't burning. It's almost like an orange chicken with a little bit of heat and sesame seeds on top. Nice, solid little snack. Don't get scared away when you hear the spiciness. Like a 7.5. Nice tender chicken. It's a nice shareable dish. Then we also got the fresh ground princess. That's right. Ground princess. It's gonna be a sweet raspberry flavored Rice Krispie treat. Now, one of my favorite things is just the look of it. It comes like a pound of ground meat, right? So it says meats, 100% ground princess, sweet raspberry flavored Rice Krispie treat. Devour by 10/31/2022. Total price an arm and a leg. To destroy any spirits, cooked to 1,031 degrees Fahrenheit minimum. I love the design and the packaging of this. Okay, let's see how some princess tastes now. It just kind of tastes like a Rice Krispie treat with like red food dye. You get a little hint of like raspberry in there. That's it. There's nothing game changing about this. 6.5 on the princess meat. I think the chicken is the superior option at this booth so far. We've only had 2 out of the 4 items. We'll come back to try them later, but so far I would go with the chicken. Literally like a 4-year-old in a stroller watching Monsters Inc. on an iPad. I've spotted so many children and like toddlers at this event. I don't understand it. Why are parents bringing their kids?
I'm pretty sure there was another head here yesterday. I think someone might have taken one of the heads. But the heads are wrapped up in plastic. Again, why are toddlers here? Here's a bowl of sprinkled intestine. Now for $24, they have a Studio Screamer Frankenstein plush. And then for $10, they now have Studio Screamer popcorn. The next house is Halloween. It's a 65-minute wait. I wish they were playing like projections on the building. They used to do that, and it'd be like past like Halloween Horror Nights videos and everything. They would like project on the wall to kind of help the time pass.
Now, there's one effect in the Halloween house that I love so much. It's like you think you're looking at Michael, but it's actually a mirror and a reflection. So you see him walking towards you, but he's actually like right next to you, and it's done very well. A lot of great set design in there. Is it the scariest house? No, but you do get some good jump scares through there, and the final scene always gets you. It's time to go watch Nightmare Fuel Wildfire. Last year was an incredible show, so I'm excited to see the new show that they've produced.
Here we go. Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire. All right, so we're gonna get put in this giant holding area before they let us go in. They're finally allowing us to enter in. The railing is like soaking wet from everybody's sweaty hands.
Okay, we just finished. We couldn't film. It was kind of the same exact show from last year. Last year was this new inventive stage show compared to Academy of Villains, but it was just pretty much the exact same thing. A bunch of people up in leather dancing with fire and the exact same magic tricks. And I was like, okay, been there, done that. I wasn't blown away. I thought they would kind of like reinvent the story and it'd be a whole new show, and it just felt like it was the same show as last year, just with some different costumes. It's a good show. It's a lot better than Hollywood's Jabberwocky show. I wanted more. I wanted like a new show. It was just pretty much what I watched last year, it felt like. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who feels like that.
All right, the Horse of Blumhouse is a 80-minute wait.
We just finished. These characters were on point with their timing. There were no empty boo holes. We got scared a bunch of there. That was a good house. That's why you just cannot make your first judgment on the first night, because it takes a while for the characters to get their rhythm right and for them to get placed in the right spot, in the right boo hole for the scares to work. And they did great in there tonight. Okay, that's kind of up there now. That moved up in the ranking.
All right, Descendants of Destruction is only a 25-minute wait.
Okay, Descendants of Destruction. Again, drastically different than how it was yesterday. Different characters and different boo holes. They got us a couple times. Good job. I don't think there's like one bad house. I think they're all good. This ranking is hard. I'm really gonna have to think about this because there's so many variables that go into like my rankings, because it's like, okay, the production design, the lighting, yes, the scares, the sights, the smells. There's just so many variables. This is a very tough year to kind of make your list.
Bugs Eaten Alive is an hour-long wait. When you do the RIP tour, you skip a lot of the facade, so I haven't seen this facade yet. Future is now. Kills pests safely, cools your home, purifies your air.
Yo, that house. Oh god, there's so many bad details that I noticed this time. Because when I was going through before, right, I'm looking through a little camera lens. Now that I saw everything, I just feel like I want to take a shower after being in that house. It is gross and terrifying, and it's even worse than I thought it was. It is just, oh, if you are afraid of bugs, don't go in there. Don't, whatever you do.
I love your corn. I love your corn. You're amazing. Yes, worship the corn.
Everything changed.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Cherish it. Oh God, no. Go back to your outhouse. Working on some artwork. What are you doing in my swamp? And then over here, beware the corn. It's a big lump with knobs. The juice. It's got the juice.
The smell of Grinch grass was very prominent in the bathroom. Last house of the night, we're going back into Hell Block Horror. My least favorite house of last night. See if they improved on it at all.
It's always interesting just to see how big like a sound stage is.
That was a lot better than last night. They moved the characters around. They were doing different things. They gave them different props, it felt like. And it worked a lot better than it did last night. I got like 3 good jump scares out of it, so good job. Again, we'll see how it evolves over the season. Big improvement over yesterday. Okay, so guys, we are back at home. I know it's been a hot minute. I literally just got back from my trip from California, and we covered Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood out there. It's insane. I could not wait to show you guys that video. Hopefully tomorrow, and we also did D23 and all that stuff. But let's do our rundown about HHN 31 for Orlando. It's been a tough year to figure out my ranking system. Now, these rankings change day by day, week by week. Sometimes my least favorite scare zones will become my favorite scare zones. Universal really listens to the feedback of the fans, and they try to tweak it day by day because they want you to have the best experience possible. So these ratings are not gonna stay the same. They're gonna change over the course of the season, but just for my first weekend, these are the ratings. First off, I wanna talk about the show, Nightmare Fuel. It just felt like a giant rehash of last year. I wanted more, sorry. I feel like I'm probably the only one saying that. We're gonna first start with the scare zone. Now my least favorite scare zone, just because I didn't feel like much was going on besides the Pumpkin Lord, was Horrors of Halloween. Then at number 4, Conjure the Dark. And then Sweet Revenge. I know a lot of people had had that as their number 1. It was just number 3 for me. And then for number 2, Scarecrow Curse Soil. Beautiful sets, beautiful costumes. I really dug the vibe that they did for that scare zone. I cannot wait to film and cover that during the daytime to show you guys the detail that they put in there on those costumes. And then for number 1, Graveyard Deadly Unrest. That's gonna be the Nettlewood Cemetery. Wide variety of scares and costume, and it's just beautiful and breathtaking. And the lighting is immaculate with the fog. Creative team did a wonderful job creating that scare zone, so that's why it is my number 1. Could change throughout the season. I will keep you updated. Now it is time to talk about the houses. Now at number 10, I did Spirits of the Coven. It's a beautiful house. The scares just didn't work for me, and it just felt long. The pacing was off. Again, it could change throughout the season. Personally, it was just number 10 for me. And at number 9, it was the Chupacabra house. I enjoyed the puppets, but I feel like there needs to be a better variety of scares. I think there needs to be like more victims interacting with the locals. I feel like that would be an interesting vibe. It just didn't work for me. A lot of people rank that as their number 1. Again, I think it's beautiful set design, but it just didn't flow for me. I've only been through these houses twice now, so again, it could change. Then at number 8, Hellblock Court. Now on my first night, this was number 10. The scare actors are really bringing it. They're putting scare actors in different spots. I've heard recently that it's even gotten better. So I'm really excited for the scare actors, right? Because they're working for it. They want to get up there on the rankings for everybody's favorite houses. And the creative team is taking feedback and they are changing that house. So I do appreciate that. Then for number 7, it's the Horrors of Blumhouse. I had a really good run through on my second time through there. I really enjoyed the black phone portion. The freaky portion is the weaker part of that house. But the black phone portion, the grabbers, they were very vicious when we were going through there on our second time. Then for number 6, of Halloween, there's a nice variety of scares and I enjoyed it. The Hollywood one is better. I cannot wait to show you the Hollywood one though. So back to the list. Number 5 is Descendants of Destruction. Now this was bottom tier on my first night. Second night had a great run through. The scare actors were they were after us. It was a lot of fun. Then for number 4, it's Universal Monsters Legends Collide. I just think I need some more Wolfman and some more Dracula. It was just a very mummy heavy house, but it's a beautiful set. So we'll see what happens throughout the season. Then for number 3, I did the Weekend After Hour Nightmares. I had a lot of fun. There's some great scares. The lighting package was incredible. I just had a lot of fun walking through that house with the toad people and everything. Now, the top 2, these are like way above all the other houses in terms of set design and effects and costumes. Number 2 is Bugs Eaten Alive. I hate that house with a burning passion, but I love it as a haunted house. It terrifies anybody who's scared of insects to their core. You just want to run out of there. There's such a wide variety of scares and the actors are super committed into creeping you out and I enjoy that. And now number 1, I'm sure this is a lot of people's number 1. It's Dead Man's Pier Winter Wake. It's just beautiful and breathtaking and you feel like you're truly transported into another world. There's a wide variety of scares. Costumes look amazing. It's beautiful. Now this year I do think the houses are not as good as the streets. I feel like they really improved on the scare zones this year at Halloween Horror Nights. I feel like some of the houses were a little bit lacking. Those are my ratings for week 1. Let me know down in the comments. Did you agree? Did you disagree with my ratings and everything? Huge shout out to every single scare actor. I know the job is not easy. I just want to thank you guys so much for giving it your all and creeping us out and scaring us and making us cry and pee our pants a little bit. But I cannot wait to show you Universal Studios Hollywood's Halloween Horror Nights because it might be better than Orlando's. Don't come at me. I know this is a hot take, but Hollywood was like really good this year. I cannot wait to show that to you guys. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Join the family.
I love the family.
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
What do you like about corn?
You're the closest thing we'll get to Barney here. I missed the Barney.